Self.
Yes, sir. So, my name is Subho Imran, and total 5.11 year experience I have, and in React.js, 2 year experience I have. So I am working in Logixel Solutions Private Limited. So I have done 3 projects in the React.js, and in current company I have done 2 projects. First project is
Mhm.
Office, and second is Triple B. Office is a Army Air Force returning process project. So the duration of this project is 6 months, and this is totally returning process. It means कि any customer purchase online product, so they can easily uh, replace or they can return their product via online or offline. So Afiz is a 6 month duration of project, so it is almost has done. So I have done with React hooks and Material UI, and backend is a microservice, and database is a Oracle. So
Mhm.
so this is it means any customer return their product if they are purchased online. So once there are 3 roles: admin, associates, and supervisor. So once admin is login, they can go with next
Mhm.
order search page, and they can search the order id any product, so they can search by the order id. So when you click on the search button, so it will go to the next page, and there are return process page. In return process page, there are multiple drop down reason code and disposition code and pallet id. We have
Mhm.
create a particular product of pallet id, and disposition means they are a b c d. These are the a. If you select the a disposition, it means you can give their product in inventory store.
Mhm.
And if you select d, so it means d means you can damage the product, or otherwise you can give the salvage also, or they can return via the vendor where you have to purchase the product. So these are the some disposition code. And once you click on the
Mhm.
submit button, so when it is go to the return confirmation page, it means your product is processing for returning. So that is the
Okay, so
hmm.
what was your role for this project?
Actually, totally, my role is sometimes I work with UI also, UX. I have sometimes I design the mockup, and sometimes I using actually all application I have completed myself through the hooks and Material UI.
Okay, so you are the only alone software developer for this project, or anyone else?
Yes, only one person, except including me. Two
Okay,
person, yeah.
okay, fine. Okay, fine. So let's start with some basic questions. What is React.js?
React.js is a programming language. It is a front end developer front end. So it means React.js is very easy to learn. So it is support the virtual DOM also. In React.js, they are using a JSX, and JSX it is just like a HTML code, but once we are using JSX. JSX is a JavaScript extension. It is just to convert the JavaScript code through the Babel. So, and performance also increase when we are using a virtual DOM. So these are the
Okay.
React.
What is the difference between virtual DOM and DOM?
Yes, virtual DOM actually it is a copy of the real DOM. So React support the virtual DOM. So it means if we there are multiple elements. So if you want to change a particular element, so if you are using a real DOM, so real DOM it just render all the elements from parent to child. So because they are not
Mhm.
necessary for render again and again same elements, because they are not updating or we are not changing the element. So it means the our performance also decrease. So that's why React support the virtual DOM. Virtual DOM only render that element where you want to update, not a whole render, not a whole element is rendered.
Okay. Okay. What's the basic difference between the functional components and the class components?
Functional component and class component actually, when we'll go with functional component, if you don't want to render again and again your application, again and again your component, so go with functional component. In functional component is using a props as an argument. So if you want to pass any data from one to another component, so that time we are using a props. But in functional component there is no any state. So if hooks, in 16.8 react version is coming hooks, it is mainly using for functional component. So in functional component, if you want to change any state, so in hooks use state method is using. So this is the functional component. And class component, and class component is same, props and state you are using if you want to pass any data from one to another component. So that is using props, and here we are using this dot props dot some variable name. And
Mhm.
if you want to update any state, so in a class component there are set state method is using. So
Mhm.
that time if you want to update, so set state method is render and update your state. So these are the class component. And some lifecycle method is using in class component. If you want to render again and again your components, and go with the class component.
Okay. So, what are the life cycles being used in this class components?
Component,
I want go with the order, like how they are in the same order how they are being used in the class. Like which one will run first, and then another, then the another.
yeah, first is component date mount,
Okay.
lifecycle method. Then component date is a once time is render in a then after if you
Are
want.
you sure? Are you sure that component did mount is the first one?
Yes.
100%.
Yes.
And what about component will mount?
Component date mount or
Not dead mount. Component will
component
mount.
will mount. Yeah, sorry.
Yes.
Component
By the
will.
way, just to interrupt you, basically you don't have to call me sir. My name is Sumit, and you can directly call me Sumit. There's no offense in it. Okay.
Okay.
So you can call me Sumit. And by the way, first life cycle is component will mount, which suggests that the component is about to mount. And when the component is mounted, then the new life cycle, the another life cycle is called that is component did
Component
mount.
date mount. Okay.
Okay, so after that, after component did mount, which is being called.
The component date mount. Then after um, render method. And if you want to update any state, so should
Mhm.
component update lifecycle method is trigger is execute. And then if you stop any component, so component will unmount lifecycle method is execute.
Okay, so basically four life cycles are there, right?
No,
Uh,
actually lifecycle method is get derived state from prompts also.
yes,
These are
yes,
the
yes.
lifecycle
That
method.
that that's what I wanted to hear.
Yes. So
Basically, these life cycles are
uh,
which are being run in the middle. They are not
yeah,
triggered. They are not triggered while component mounting and unmounting process. They are
unmount.
running in the between, which suggest us, yes, which suggest us to get the changes in the component. So the life cycles are component will receive
Will,
props and something like
yes,
that.
component will receive props also. Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, class components is not a big deal. Like it's being deprecated in some time. So basically, I wanted to ask about hooks. So tell me all hooks that are given by the React.
Yes.
How many hooks given by the React?
Yeah, first of all use state. If you want to update any state, so that time we are using a use state, some giving the variable and method for updating the state. And second is use effect. So use effect is also just three life cycle should component update and component will unmount and component did mount. These are the three life cycle method is replaced with the use effect. And then use reducer,
Okay.
use memo, use context. uh,
Okay.
so these are the
Uh,
hooks.
what you should do if you want to trigger an unmount process using the functional components?
um, So this if you want to unmount, so we can use in use effect.
Mhm.
Is it clear when we are using a some second argument? Na second argument. Then we are using a in use effect is a square bracket.
Can you share your screen and write how to call the unmount state? Are you joining from your mobile or from the desktop or from the system? Okay, there's a button to present now. Just open one single notepad or which code version are you using? Which software are you using to write the code? VS Code? Okay, no worries, no worries. Take your time and just present. Mhm. All right, open VS Code or something, anything, so that you can write something and I can see it. Okay, so if you want to have some unmounting process, how will you write it? Yes.
So this is the second argument, na? So that is a square bracket in use effect. So these are the working just like a component will unmount.
Is this? Are you sure this is right? Okay, let me write you something and then
Yes, yes,
you
yes.
can wait a minute. Wait a minute. That's half thing only. Let me write in the notepad and I will send you. Wait. Before that, I want to ask one more thing. What the square bracket suggests, which you have written?
Actually, it is returned a second argument of the use effect. So it is work just like a component will unmount if you want to stop any component. So that time these are the working just same like a component will unmount.
Mm, are you sure that you are giving the right answer for this?
Yes, sir.
Basically, that's not the right answer. I'll tell you what the right answer is. Basically, if you want to use effect, it should be used something like this.
Square bracket.
The square bracket suggests the dependency. The square bracket, if like, let's suppose in this at the place of some call, the some call is coming from the use state change state. Like use state takes two parameters. Like
Yes.
one is for setting the state and one is the state which is being set.
Update.
Right? So let's suppose the sum call is the method which is setting in state, and the state being set is Subuhi. So in the square bracket, it should be Subuhi,
Subuhi.
like this. So
Okay.
this is called dependency. And if you want to call an unknown from the use effect, this is something like you have to return something. You have to return a function that would be like this. So this will behave as an unmount.
Okay.
All right.
Uh,
Okay. So next question. Have you used useref and use context?
no. Actually, in Office project, we are mainly use effect and use state.
All right. So do you know anything about useref and use context?
use ref, yeah, use context I know. So
Okay.
use context mainly for using, there are some provider and consumer, so that is removing the props tree. So for example, there are four component A B C D, so if you want to pass data from component A to direct in component D, so that
Mm-hmm.
time we are using a use context. In use context is just using a component A as a provider and giving some value, and then consumer we are using in a required component like a component D.
Okay, fine. All right. So, what's the difference between use memo and use callback?
Use memo, it is same just like a pure component. So this is a use memo mainly used in functional components. It is just avoiding the re-render the component when we are using a use memo.
Any use case of use memo?
No, I didn't use.
Okay. So, what about use callback?
Use callback. Use callback. No, I don't have any idea, sir. Use callback.
Use callback. Okay. So basically, use memo and use callback are one of the very important effects, like the hooks of the React. Basically, use memo gives you the same result for the same parameters you pass into it. So basically, let's suppose there's a function which is returning you the name Subuhi. So if you will use the use memo for it, and you will pass the same props to it, it will always give you the same result Subuhi without even calculating it, because it will cache the that function for the given props, and it will cache the value it has to return.
Okay.
And for the use callback is being used. Let's suppose you have a button, and you on click of that button, you are just sending the user to another page. So it will cache the whole function for the given props until and unless the dependency changes. So this is the difference between use memo and use callback. These are the most important hooks that like the most of the people don't know about it, but these are the most important hooks.
Okay. So, sir, it means memo just like a pure component we can say, because pure component is avoiding the re-render the component. So only that. So same
Basically,
one.
use memo is an hook which is giving you just the value, so you can't compare it with a pure component, because
Okay.
there can be other methods. It's not necessary to use the React. Like, let's suppose there is an hefty calculation. Let's suppose you are having a number of 10 cross 10, and you have to multiply it with 10 cross 10. Then you have to add 1 lakh to it, and then you have to subtract 2 lakh from it. So there's a very hefty calculation, and then at the end you are getting a value. So
Okay.
that value can be used by the in that case we should use memo, so that we can have the cached value.
Okay.
Okay. So have you worked on Redux? Do you know what Redux is?
Yes, sir. Yes. Yeah.
Tell me what Redux is.
Redux actually it is a middleware of React, so it is mainly used for state management. So in
Uh-huh.
state management, first of all, Redux are using in our, so there are giving some store and some store. So these are the store in like for example in app.js we are using some store, and store is just giving a provider, and it is just wrap up the our component. And
Mm.
if you want to communicate with component, so we are using some connect method, and connect method we are connect method also take connect method also take two method map state to props. It means if any state or store has changed, so that time this method is execute. And
Okay, what's the basic flow for Redux? Like if you want to have something, like if you want to have some state change or something like that, so just give me a brief part, like how to uh, trigger a state change, like what should be the process to change a state or something like that, to call an API, something like that.
It means you are using action or reducer.
Yeah, like you will trigger an action, then what it will does, then on it, what, then where it will go.
Yes.
So I want to know the whole flow in very few words.
Yeah. So first of all, is uh, first is store. Store is the save the state, and
Mhm.
then after we are using uh, action and reducer method, and map state to props if any state has changed. So in action, for example, in action we are depending on the type, like login or something else. So these are the type is dependent on the reducer. So these are in switch case statements. So type is a login, and we are using in reducer file, so switch and case. And then after action and reducer to update the state, uh, and state only change based on the action. So
Okay, how do you call an API? How do you call an API? If you want to call an API and you want to store the result of an API into the reducer, how will you do it?
through the
Have you heard about Redux Saga and Redux Thunk?
yes, Redux Saga.
Redux Saga.
Yeah.
So, like, what would be the very basic flow if you want to call an API and set it into the reducer?
Redux Saga for mm, mm,
Okay, okay.
all
Leave it,
APIs
leave
are
it, leave it. No worries. I have a small question for you. Basically, it's JavaScript, and how would you like to rate yourself in JavaScript from a scale of 1 to 10?
JavaScript for
Oh,
6.5 or 7.
6.57. All right. Okay, so let's start with basic JavaScript. All right.
Okay.
What is this keyword? It's a rapid fire question. I'll ask and I'll give you 30 seconds to answer. You just need to be very brief. Very brief.
Okay. This keyword in JavaScript, that time, for example, we are creating some object like const obj or first name last name and district, something like
Mm-hmm.
that. So that time this keyword is refer the object. So then uh, so if you want to like if you want to update for these are the object where person, if you want to first name, so that time we are using this keyword. So this keyword
So
for
basically, you want to say is this referred to the object.
yes,
Basically, in short word, it should be this referred to the
refer the
parents.
parents. Yeah.
Yes. Let's suppose there's an object, and if you want to use any property of that object inside it, then you have to use
Then we
this
have
because
to
this
this.
refer to the parent.
Yes,
Okay,
so
so you
this
have to
or
give
first name.
me very brief answer like this. What I said, right?
Yes.
Okay. What about hosting? You know what is hosting?
uh, yeah, variable or method hoisting.
Yes, hosting.
Yes, yes, hoisting. Uh, yeah, hoisting. For example, we are using in hoisting in this like a variable hoisting. So, for example, this if you we are using a console.log or a, we are printing some a, then after we declare the variable a is equal to 10. So first of all, if we are using a where in throughout our function, so it means it
Mm-hmm.
just where keyword is a global, so they are checking throughout our function if it is initialize or declare our variable a, so it means it just print the a value. Otherwise if you are using a let keyword in hosting, so let is not support the hosting, so that is the
Actually, you're giving like you're going in the wrong direction. Basically, hosting is basically moving all the declarations to the top. So let's suppose
yes,
what like taking your example, if you are using let where const doesn't matter. The thing is, if you have console.log a, right,
right,
and console.log, and then we will declare the variable after it.
yes.
It
So
will it
first
will work.
yes, it will work because
So
we are using
basically, yeah. So the answer should be basically it moves all the declarations to the top.
declarations, yes.
Yes. Okay. So 1 minute. Let's talk about the difference between let, where, and const.
Yes, let, where, and const. So the where let and const is a ES6 features. So earlier the ES5 we are using a where keyword. Where keyword is a global variable. So that time it is not a secure. So for example, we are using some where keyword initialize and declare in some, and then again we are using some function, and again we are using it means where is a global scope, and this is
Hmm.
not a secure. So in ES6
Okay.
features we are using a let and const. So const, when we are using a const, so we cannot reassign the variable, so it is a
Okay.
constant. And when we are using a let, so the let is a block scope of code in function. So this is the ES6 feature in let and const.
Can you redeclare the const? Can you redeclare the const?
We cannot reassign, it's a
Uh,
constant.
and what about the let? You can redeclare and reassign it.
uh, yes, but is a block scope of code in function.
Both const and let are both block scopic. The
Yeah, but
difference, the only difference is let
con
can be
redeclare,
reinitialized or redeclared or
reinitialize,
reassigned,
but
and the
constant
const
we
cannot be
can't.
reassigned.
Yes.
Okay. What about arrow function?
Yeah, arrow function, when we are using a arrow function is a anonymous or some giving argument, so it is a single line of code. So when we are using, there is no any using function or function keyword. So earlier is a regular function, we are using a function name and then passing some parameter or anonymous. So this is a the code, but in when we are using a arrow function, so there is no need for function keyword, we can directly give the name of the function, and if we are not passing any parameter, so we are just write a code in a single line.
Okay. Is it always be a single line?
Not in single line, if you pass any argument like a ABC, so we are passing um, without parenthesis, we are also using A and B, and if
Okay.
yes.
Okay. Before coming, like before the arrival of arrow function, we were using bind method, right? You know
uh,
bind.
yes.
And so after the coming of arrow function, why the bind, like why we stopped using bind? Like why arrow function doesn't need bind?
um, Actually when we cannot use bind inside the arrow function, so it is a when in a regular function we are using bind method for um, bind
All right. Next,
value.
no worries. Let's move to next question. So basically, I'll just let you know. Basically, arrow function. inbuilt knows who's the parent is.
Okay.
That's why, yes, so that's why we don't need to use the
Bind method.
bind. Yeah, because the this for the arrow function is automatically bind to the that object, the class. But in regular function, we know that can be different thing. Like this can, like, we have to bind it with the class because that this can refer to window, the object, the button, etc., etc., any kind of thing.
Okay.
Do you know anything about closures?
Yes, closure, it means inner function can access the outer functions variables. So for example,
That's enough for me. That's the right answer. Uh, have you used map function?
yes,
Okay. So what's the difference between for and map?
for map method in array na?
Array dot map, yes. So what would be the difference between for loop and map?
Yes, map method, it is just return the new array. So it is just return the new array. So in our project we are using a map method, and uh, and but for loop, for loop, I don't think for loop.
Can for loop be used for the array?
For loop, we can iterate the array method through the map method.
Okay.
Yeah.
But what if I want
For
basically
of I
no,
think.
not for off. It's I'm talking about the for, the basic for. Like the
Okay.
syntax is for let I equal to 0, semicolon I
Yeah,
less
yeah,
than
understood. Understood.
something
Is a
dot less.
for loop, na?
Yeah.
Yes, yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
I can use, but sometimes we are using a for loop also for trigger the uh, array method. That time we are using a for.
So that's what I am asking. Like where would this, like what would be the situation where we have to use for and where we have to use the map? Like what should be the situation? What should be the cases for that?
Uh, Map method, when we go to the if I trade the array, so that time we should go the map method, and it is just return the new array. But when we go to the for loop, it is um, mm,
All right, no worries. I'll tell you. Basically, the difference between for and map is for is basically if you want, let's suppose you have an array
looping.
of 1, 2, 3, and if you want the result, that should be a new array and it should be multiplied. Each and every value should be multiplied by 2. So 2 cross 1, 2, 2 cross 2, 4, and 2 cross 3, 6. So this should give you each and every entity a result of another entity. So the one is becoming 2, 2 is becoming 4, and 3 is becoming 6. So basically, the new result array and the previous array result are same. The length is same, right? So
Right.
this, in this case, map should be used. But if you'll check, if you'll like think about the for case, like let's suppose if you have an array of 1, 2, 3 and you want to take out only 2 from that array.
Yes. So that time
So
we
for
should go for
yes,
loop.
you should, yes, that's right. So basically, if you
Okay.
want a new array result, that
Yeah.
length should be the same of the map array, then you should use map. Otherwise, you should use for.
For. Okay.
Yes.
Actually,
All right.
I was using in earlier, but I'm not getting exact answer, so that's why. Okay.
No worries, no worries. They basically, you should know the basic concept why we should use
Yeah.
for, and
Yes.
everyone can use the map array, but
Yes.
that's not the right answer. All right.
Okay.
So you should know the basic for that. All right. So no
Okay.
worries about it. What have you heard about ternary operator?
Yes. Ternary, it means conditional, na? Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just simple an example, just in one line. Just tell me one example.
Yeah, for we are using some like for disable a button. So that time we are using
Mm-hmm.
disable is we are giving some printer. If it is a printer, then question mark it is true, or
Oh,
otherwise colon is false. So this
all
is
right,
just like
perfect,
a if else. Hmm.
perfect. Okay, let's move to Nalish. You know about Nalish coalescing?
No, sir.
No.
No. What is
Option.
Nalish?
I'll tell you. Optional chaining?
Optional chaining. No.
No. So I'll tell you. Basically, I'll tell you one. You read about another one. So Nalish coalescing. This is Nalish one. So let's suppose you have const is disabled. So basically, let's see. Const string is equals to blank. Okay, so console dot log string, otherwise this is called Alice coalescing. So you know about this or operator?
Yes, means or operator, just like a question mark or
Yes, but if you will check the or operator, and if something you have a value of 0, it will what say it will remove it. It will not take 0. But for the no but for the coalescing, it will, if you have the blank string, it will take the string. If you have the 0, it will print 0.
okay. So here we are using a or operator. Or
No, or is something is an or operator, but now there's a new operator which is a nullish coalescing.
mm,
So basically, if the string is blank also, it will not print test, it will print string. But if the string is undefined, it will print test.
okay.
So this is, and do read about optional chaining. It's one of the best concept which has been introduced nowadays.
Okay.
Okay, so
Nice.
let's move to the new question. Do you know about promises? What promises are?
Yes.
Tell me a brief about it, like what promises are.
Yeah, actually we are using in our project through the Axios. Axios return the promises. So that time it promises only success or failure. So for we are
Okay.
using like a login page. So if any user
If it's success, then you will send it inside. Otherwise, you will show some message, right?
yes, for
Okay, so fine.
reject and resolve. Hmm.
Okay. So, do you know about default parameter values, which was introduced in ES6?
Um,
Default
default
parameter value.
default parameter, no? Yes, it's default parameter. Default parameter. Default. I think default value in a function when we are no we are not pass the value. Uh,
Hmm.
Now when we are not using the parameters, so that time we are using a it becomes a undefined.
Basically, default
Yes, what do
parameter
you say?
value means if you have a function, subohi, and brackets, and you are expecting one argument, that is a. So let's suppose this a is not being used for the all times. Like let's suppose if you want to call in function without passing a, or sometimes with passing a. So there you can take a default value of that a, something 0 or true or false or anything like that. So if you are passing the value, then it will take the passed value. Otherwise, if you're not passing the value, it will take the
It
default
take
value. So this is
default
default parameter.
parameter. Yeah, default value, default parameter. Yes. Mm.
What about rest parameters or spread
Triple
operator?
dot. Yes, rest parameter and spread operator is we are using a triple dot.
Hmm.
Triple dot. So that time uh, triple dot it means rest parameter is collecting all the remaining elements in array. So for example we are giving two array 1, and we are giving some value 1 2 3, and array 2 is also
Mhm.
using some value. So So that time in REST operator we are using console.log. So it is just combine the two array through the triple dots. So these are the REST parameter.
Can
And
it be used only for array or for object or for anything else?
um, REST operator, yes, we can use our spread operator in object also.
Okay, does it remove the deep linking?
Remove the
Deep linking?
deep linking.
Yes.
No, I don't know deep linking.
All right. Okay. So, do you know what array dot includes does?
Mm, yes, array dot includes that time uh, we are using um, for example array dot include method we are using for string contain the character. For example we are giving some variable like variable obj or some string. This is a b c or something like a character. So when we are using a obj dot includes and given any character or any like a, if it is includes of a, so it means it just given the true or false. It is a true. If it is include a, it is true, otherwise it will false.
I was talking about array dot includes, and I guess you're telling me about object, right?
Yeah, array method.
Okay. What if you want like that? Let's suppose there's a they. I'll send you here. Like let's suppose const obj equal to a one b two. So now I'll ask you all about the technical questions, right?
Yes.
And let's see. So this is an object, okay?
Okay. A b c.
Fine. This is an object, and I want to have an array of. How will you do this? And I want again one I want this, and second I want this. Then how will you do it? The array of keys and the array of values.
In object है ना array dot keys, array of keys.
Array of keys and array of values.
Keys a b c and values is 1 2 3.
Yes. How will you calculate? Like how will you get this array from the object using an
So
object?
object dot keys we are using.
Okay. Fine. Object dot keys will give you the array of keys,
Array
right?
of keys.
Okay. And then another one.
Values. So object dot value.
Are you sure?
Object dot value, array dot value. Array dot array assign dot value something. Object dot assign.
Nope. So basically, it would be like
What
this.
array?
It would be something like this.
Object dot values obj.
Yes. All right. So basically, I have some tricky questions for you that should not take much time. And after that, I have one question that's a bonus question.
Okay.
All right. So I'll just say what it will return.
2 plus true.
Yes.
2 plus true. 2 plus true. I don't think so. 2 plus true.
Okay. Next one.
2 plus 2.
Leave it. Next one.
Yeah, 4 5 6 7 8 9 and 1. 9 1. 4 5 6 7 8 9. Yeah, 9 1.
This one.
Yes.
All right. This one.
Plus dude.
Yes.
So dude. Dude. Mm, dude, sir. D-U-D-E, dude. Say string.
Nope. Try it. When once the call is over, then try it and check what it returns. Okay. So next one.
Type of null.
Yes.
Type of it means it just given only it's an object or null. So null.
Nope. Okay. So next question is. Let's refer to the same question. Suppose the function is going in let's say the in the sync manner. So I declared it inside the function. Then I used this. Then I used this. What it will do, and then I'll do console.log obj. What it will console. Just write over here like I have written. You can simply write over here.
Console.log obj you means delete A. So A is removing and B and C is print. B, C value.
So you can write the answer in the message. I'll check.
Okay.
Mhm.
Console.log obj.
Yeah. What it will console, just simply you have to add the object.
2 3 because A is removing.
Okay, it will return 2 3.
Yes.
All right.
Value.
So this is a question. Can you share your screen now?
Yes.
Write the code for this. This is an array. One, you just don't have to compile it. You just write it in the notepad file. I'll check. I want something like this.
You mean to say you want array 1 2 3 4 5 6
No. I'm writing something. Wait a minute.
Okay.
And it should the another one should be like this. So there are 7 entries in the object. There are 7 entries in the array, right? I want the array of arrays with the pairs, and that should be the first one and the last entry combined one, and then the next entry is 2, and then the last second is 6, and should be combined. Then 3 to the last third combined, and then the 4 doesn't have any last fourth, right? So even can be pairs, but the odd numbers cannot be pairs. So the fourth entry is the middle one. So middle one can be double the number. Like if 4 is in the middle, you can simply show me 4 4.
Fine.
Do you got my question?
7. No.
So basically, we have an array of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right.
Yes.
First, if you will start from the starting, the first index is 1, right? 0 index,
Right.
and the last index is 7.
Hmm.
So we want a pair of 1 and 7.
Okay. And then
Then the
7
next
is
index, then the next index is 2,
6.
like index number 1 is. And if you will go back from the -1 from the last index, then it is 6. So then we need 2 and 6.
Okay.
Then the next number comes 3, and from between and from the before it
5.
comes 5. Then we need 3
Okay.
and
Then
5.
4, 4. Okay.
And the 4 doesn't have any number which is coming after it, so we need a 4 4. So middle number should have the same number again, but all the other numbers should have a pair. You got my point?
Yeah, I got it.
All right.
1 7 2 6 3 5 1 4. Zeroth index 0 1 2 3 4 2 3 4 5 6. 2 6 3 5 4 4. Index is 0 or index minus 1. I think for loop we are using. For
You can use
each.
anything. I'll just you can just take your time and just write it. I'll check it in the later part.
I
You can take your
think
time and do it.
uh, I think
Any luck?
No, sir. Actually, index of when we are using for serial or range. Step size.
All right. So,
Range.
like,
I don't know.
okay, I have one more question for you. Are you okay for it?
Okay.
Just a minute. Let me check where it is. Okay. This is my like basically this is a last question from my end. So, last question is my name is Subuhi. All right. You can see the string. My name is Subuhi.
Yes.
I want it in this format. One minute. IHUB. I want it in this format. All the words should be reversed. Only the words, not the order.
अच्छा तो ये when we are
My
using
bec
a reverse method, ना string reverse method we are using.
if you use the string reverse method, it will become Subhui will come at the first part. Reversed Subhui come at the first part, but see the string which I need. There is no Subhui at the first part. I'm telling that I just need to have the word, only the word reversed, nothing else. My becomes YM, NAM becomes Iman, is becomes C, and Subhui becomes Ihubus.
अच्छा reverse तो सुबुई is name my हो जाएगा.
Yes,
This is
basically all the words are being reversed. That's it, nothing else.
mm,
If you manage to solve this, this is a bonus question and my favorite question.
okay. Mm, this is not using a reverse. So
Are you writing a code somewhere?
yeah, here I am writing on text.
Uh,
Why
in the
is it
message,
not? Yes.
you can write it in the VS Code also. No worries for it.
Yes. Actually,
If you want, that's not a like full thing. If you need to write it on the VS Code, you can.
okay.
Any luck?
Yes, actually, अरे even से अच्छा अच्छा something like that.
Checking.
Yeah, okay, we are passing some. Okay.
Hmm.
See, that is. Mm,
No. All right, no worries. So I guess, Subri, I'm done from my end. I'll share the feedback with the HR executives, and one of the HR executive will get in touch with you. By the way, do you have any questions for me?
no, sir.
All right. So thanks for joining the call, and you'll get a feedback soon.
Okay.
All right. Bye, Subri.
Bye.